Hey Leo, let's see what's going on in your love life. This is a tarot love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Leo romantically. Now, please keep in mind, Leo, it is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. You are always welcome here to take what works and leave the rest. So we're going to jump right into it today, my lovely lions, and we're going to see what could be coming toward Leo in love. First message coming out today, we have got the Four of Cups. Okay. First impression, somebody definitely looks like they're pulling back. Maybe they put up a wall. Maybe you're involved with somebody who's not communicating. They've shut down emotionally. You can't reach them. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about the issues. They don't want to have a conversation. So I definitely get a strong energy of somebody who is emotionally shut down right now. Let's see where it goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo right now. Eight of Wands. Interesting. That's a very, very different energy than the Four of Cups. So here's the thing. Eight of Wands is fast energy. It indicates communication coming towards you. This is kind of suggesting, Leo, that you've been dealing with somebody who has been, like I said, shut down, not communicating. You've probably been wondering, like, what the heck is going on with them? What's up with them? And so they've gone quiet. They've kind of just not been saying much. But then it feels like there could be a little bit of a turnaround happening here with the Eight of Wands. So what this is saying to me is that someone who has maybe not been doing a good job of communicating, somebody who has not been talking to you, somebody who's been maybe even avoiding you, not responding to your texts, not responding to your calls, they could be shifting. You might actually hear from them. So they could go from being shut down and closed off with the Four of Cups to being like, now I want to talk to Leo. So maybe they realize that there's something important that they need to say to you and there's a conversation that needs to happen. So there could be a shift here where they go from no communication to finally reaching out and saying, hey, Leo, we need to talk. Let's get one more card about what could be coming toward Leo, the Six of Pentacles. That's interesting. Okay, Leo. So the Six of Pentacles is a card of balance and reciprocity. It typically shows up related to give and take within a relationship. It tends to show up related to a situation where maybe you're trying to bring balance into your love life. It can show up when somebody's been giving breadcrumbs. It can show up when somebody has not really been stepping it up. And I wonder if that's part of the issue here, is that it probably feels there's been a big imbalance in the connection between you and this person. You know, maybe you feel like you've been giving a lot more to the connection and they really have not been giving enough. But I feel like there's going to be an opportunity for the two of you to talk about this and to talk about what's been going on. And we're going to have to look at it a little bit more to see what the outcome could be. But I do think there is a shift here to indicate that a discussion could be happening to help bring some clarity to this situation. So let's dig into it, Leo, by looking at this person and looking more at you, okay? So we're gonna look at their overall energy right now, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking. I will look at the same thing for you, and then let's look at the potential outcome and see where it takes us. So tell me about this person who Leo is involved with, please. Knight of Wands, yeah. Honestly, guys, like this could be a huge shift in their energy. You could be dealing with a fellow fire sign, a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius. This is very fast moving energy, somebody who feels like they need to say something quickly. Now, we got to talk a little bit more about the Knight of Wands though, because even though it is a quick energy indicating that this person could be reaching out to you and wanting to communicate, there is sometimes a little bit of a challenge with the Knight of Wands because they can come in, they can be very charming, but they're not always good at being consistent and sticking around. So sometimes they take action without fully thinking through the implications of what they're doing. And so it's kind of interesting. It's like, I feel like your person's been kind of cold and distant, but then something is happening right now where they want to reach out to you. Like, I think we're seeing strong energy here to suggest that they could be connecting with you. I would just be a little bit careful with that Knight of Wands because they could show up, but it is possible with that energy, they also end up pulling back just as quickly. So we're gonna pull more cards to see what that suggests, okay? Is there consistency? Is there not? Let's take a look. So tell me more about this person's energy. King of Cups, okay. I mean, this definitely suggests that they love you, Leo. King of Cups is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I mean, maybe that was the thing that's kind of, in a way, making them take action. Maybe they've been doing some reflection while you guys have not been talking, and they're realizing that they do really love you, right? And so if they do really love you, I mean, obviously they're going to have to do something about it, or they could risk losing you completely. Tell me more, please, about this person's energy, please. Temperance, okay? Sagittarian energy, trying to bring things back into balance. Yeah, I mean, you could see some positive momentum coming from this person where they're like, I've thought about it. I love you. I want to be with you. It's interesting too, because I do want to highlight, Leo, like Temperance and the Six of Pentacles. Both of these cards do have an element of balance, right? And I almost feel like the energy is suggesting that in order for the two of you to move forward, there is some sort of big imbalance in the energy between the two of you that is going to need to be addressed in order for you guys to move forward if that is something that you want. I think your person is recognizing that. Like I said, it's kind of like a big shift in their energy. I kind of feel like they were being like, I don't know, a bit of an asshole, like not really talking to you, not communicating, shutting you out. But I do feel that they're realizing that was not cool. And especially with the King of Cups, if they love you, it's like they can't keep like being an asshole and hold on to you. They're going to have to make a change in their behavior. Okay, so let's see what they could be feeling. My goodness, the cards are just like jumping out here. Five of Pentacles, okay. I think your person has some fears. Five of Pentacles, we've talked about this, Leo. A lot of the times it could be somebody who feels like they've been abandoned before, they've been left out in the cold, they've got abandonment issues. So is that why they've been pulling back? Did they freak out? Did they get scared? Possibly. Is that an excuse? No, it's just a potential explanation. Maybe things got too close. Maybe they got scared, they pulled back. Tell me more about what they could be feeling right now, please, Ace of Swords. But they're starting to realize they don't want to be alone forever. That's the message I get with the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I kind of feel like your person is waking up, Leo, and they're like, if I continue my behavior, like if I continue to not communicate with Leo and hold back, I'm going to end up alone. Like I'm getting major vibes of somebody being like, if I don't take a good hard look in the mirror and change how I'm showing up, then I could end up being alone forever, right? And so maybe there is some self-awareness here and some recognition that if, I get it. We all have fears, right? But it's like at the end of the day, we get to make a decision about whether we're going to let those fears run our lives. And I feel like with your person, they've had these fears of abandonment, and maybe those fears of abandonment have kind of been running the show, right? And I think that's probably a potential explanation for why they've pulled back emotionally. But I do think that it's good to have the Ace of Swords there because it indicates that they're having a wake-up call and an epiphany, because that's what that energy suggests. Tell me more about what this person could be feeling right now, please. The Devil. Yeah, they're realizing that they've been really toxic. I will say, the Ace of Swords is telling me that your person is starting to see their behavior clearly. And I think emotionally, they've been doing some things that have been really toxic to your relationship with this Five of Pentacles and this Devil energy. I do think they're starting to realize it though. I think they're kind of, like I said, maybe taking a good hard look in the mirror and being like, yeah, this behavior has not been cool. It's not been good. It's been really destructive to my relationship with Leo. And I want to say, like, you're not the first person they've probably done this with. I think that they're realizing this is probably a bit of a pattern that showed up in other relationships. I'm getting somebody who's having insight. What I want to say is that they are the problem. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's like they're waking up and being like, this is a me problem. How I am showing up is creating problems in my ability to have a healthy, loving relationship. So I do think that they're waking up to that, and I do think they're taking accountability for it, Leo. Tell me what actions they could be taking right now. Knight of Swords, yeah. I do think they're going to be coming towards you. We have the Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands. I think you can definitely expect outreach coming from this person. Tell me more, please, about what actions they could be taking. The Ten of Cups, yeah. The reason they're reaching out, Leo, is because they do see a future with you. Ten of Cups is the happily ever after card. And so I do think that, yeah, I think they're just realizing they could lose you, to be honest, right? I just keep getting like an image of somebody looking in a mirror at themselves and like the message, like taking a good hard look in the mirror. That's what I'm getting intuitively here for your person. It's like they've been pulling back, they've been hurting you through their actions, because when they pull back and they go cold, that hurts you, it hurts your feelings. And now they're taking a good hard look in the mirror and being like, I am the problem here. And so if I am the problem, then I'm the one who's gonna have to fix this. What other actions could they be taking? The Justice, yeah. Libra energy, I think you're getting a big apology, Leo. This is kind of crazy. Like, it was so curious when I pulled the Four of Cups. I was like, yeah, this person's holding back. They're not talking. And then I was like, you could see a big turnaround though with the Eight of Wands, because like that's about communication coming in quickly. And I think you're going to be getting an apology. I think your person's going to be owning up to stuff. I think they're going to be, saying they're sorry and honestly saying like, I want this, Leo. I want this with us. So let's figure out how to bring this back into balance. And I'm going to show up better for you moving forward. That's what I see. Okay, so let's look at you. Tell me about Leo's energy. Ten of Swords, yes. You feel very hurt by their behavior, obviously, right? It kind of feels like a betrayal when you love somebody and then they just go cold and they don't communicate and they don't talk about what's going on and you're just like out in the cold trying to figure out what's happening and they're not giving you any sort of reasonable explanation. So there's definitely pain here and there's definitely a sense of betrayal by this person's behavior. Tell me more about Leo's energy, the world. Okay. I mean, there's definitely a big part of you that's like, I don't want to stay stuck in this energy forever. I'm getting somebody saying, I think it's you being like, I don't want to be mad about this forever. Like, this doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel happy. I don't want to be mad forever about this situation. So you're trying to find a way forward. Tell me more about Leo's energy, the Judgment card. Interesting. So Judgment can be a card of forgiveness and second chances here, Leo. So I do think, because we saw with the Justice card, your person's probably coming in with a big apology. I do think that you're going to be in a position where you have to figure out, do you forgive them? Do you give them another chance? That's what I see here with the Judgment card, okay? So let's see what you could be feeling. Tell me about Leo's feelings right now. Queen of Swords, okay? You got a lot of questions. We talk about this right on my channel. It's like, ask the questions you need to ask, Leo, to get clarity about how your person feels. So the Queen of Swords is not somebody who beats around the bush. This is someone who directly goes in and says it like it is. And so I think you've got a lot of questions for this person. And I feel like you need those questions to be answered in order for you to feel emotionally stable in this situation. Tell me what else Leo could be feeling. Queen of Cups. Wow, okay. If you remember, your person had the King of Cups. So there's love here, obviously, still here between the two of you. The love has not gone away. You're in a bit of a mess because of your person's behavior, but obviously there is still love that exists between the two of you. Tell me more about what Leo could be feeling, the Fool. Okay, you could be hoping for a fresh start here, right? With the World and with the Fool, there's definitely a sense for you, Leo, that you're like, I don't want to be stuck in this negative energy, right? Whatever happens, whether you guys work it out or not, you're like, I don't want to exist in this limbo where I'm like wondering what's happening. So I think you're at a point where you're ready to either move forward or step back. There's like a sense here of like, there needs to be some sort of resolution, because for some of you, I feel like you've maybe been stuck in a cycle with this person where you've just kind of been waiting on them. Like, that's what I'm feeling, Leo, is like, you've been waiting because they don't communicate. They don't talk about stuff. You're left in the cold. So you're kind of like, what are we doing? Right? It's very confusing. And it's just this energy where I feel you've almost been waiting, and that's really frustrating. And it feels like you're to the point where like, I'm not waiting around for you anymore. Like, this is not cool. I'm not happy with this. And so you want a fresh start, whether it's with them or whether it's with someone else, that's up to you. But I do think you're like, enough is enough. Like, we got to be adults here. We got to communicate, but I'm not staying stuck in this weird limbo. Tell me what actions Leo could be taking. Three of Wands. Thinking long term, thinking about the future and what's going to really float your boat here. What's going to make you happy. Tell me more. Five of Wands. Okay. Five of Wands, it's conflict. It's getting in there. It's getting dirty. It's having the tough conversations. So in order for the two of you to move forward, I feel like I'm seeing the Five of Wands as the importance of hashing out the issues, because, you know, it's important to talk about the shit that went down, right? And so I think that that needs to happen here. I think there needs to be communication. It's not like you both are going to pretend that nothing happened. I think the issues are going to have to get out in the open and they're going to have to be addressed. And then based on how they're addressed, you guys can decide how you want to move forward with that. Tell me what other actions you could be taking. The Star, Aquarian energy. This is about healing, hope, and optimism. So here's a sense, you guys, like, my sense here is that you are open to working things out with this person. So I think it's possible. Like, I don't get the sense that you're closed off. I don't think that you're completely shutting the door. If this person is finally ready to communicate, I get the sense that you're definitely open to hearing them out and to seeing if there's a pathway forward. Again, you're hurt. Things are going to have to be addressed. Things are going to have to be communicated about, but I think you're definitely open to hearing what they have to say. So moment of truth here, Leo. Let's see what the potential outcome is then. What is the potential outcome? Page of Wands. There's obviously still attraction here between the two of you. Tell me what the potential outcome is. The Empress. It's very loving, abundant, nurturing energy. Tell me what the potential outcome is here. And then the Chariot. It's positive. It does suggest a path forward, okay? So Page of Wands is kind of that fun, flirty energy. It could be bringing that fun, flirty vibe back into the relationship. The Empress is a loving, abundant, nurturing energy. So what it kind of says to me, honestly, Leo, is that there is potential here for the two of you to nurture this connection into a better place than where it's been. It's there. There is potential. This is not a hopeless outcome. This is actually an outcome filled with hope, right? It's indicating there's still that spark, there's still that attraction, there is still this desire to want to nurture the relationship. And if you guys can do that, the Chariot indicates overcoming challenges and moving forward. So I do think that this is one of those situations that the two of you can work things out based on this outcome here. I think your person is potentially taking the next step. Like, I think they're the one who's going to reach out to you, because quite honestly, I think you've tried and you got nowhere, because I think they've been very shut down, non-communicative. And so in order for anything to shift in this situation, I think they're going to have that wake up call. They have to have that, right? With the Ace of Swords, and they're going to have to come to you and they're going to have to start explaining, right? And I do see that suggested in their energy. So if that happens, I think it's going to create an opportunity for the two of you to start to have these harder conversations. But I do think that there is hopefulness that the situation can be brought back into balance. I just think your person, I keep going back to this message in my head where it's like, they're realizing that they are the problem. Like, that's what I get so strongly for your person, is like them waking up and being like, my behavior has not been cool. I have been the problem. It's not Leo's fault. I'm the one who's had the issues. And if they're coming towards you and taking accountability, that could be the first step to potentially rebuilding here and moving forward. So that's what I see for you guys. If you enjoyed the reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And of course, I wish you love, I wish you happiness, and we'll talk soon. Bye guys.